I really cared about IU. I tell people all the time, I'm critical of IU, and people get mad at me because I am critical of IU. But IU, Indiana University, particularly the basketball, is not a place I went to school. It's not a place that I played at. It's a place that's in my DNA. That 17 years here, 16 of them with Coach Knight, I ingrained myself into the community. This basketball program is a part of my DNA. Man, does it feel good to be home. I get nervous thinking about my first game here where I was so uptight. Every time I walk in, I was so uptight, I told myself, pick up your feet so you don't trip as you're being introduced to the crowd for the first time. We're gonna take a walk down memory lane, my favorite place. I call it Assembly Hall. I don't give a damn about the Simon Scott or any rich people, but we're gonna give you a little tour, give you a little history of Indiana University's Assembly Hall, my absolute favorite place. First thing that comes to my mind walking in Assembly Hall is what a great time I had being a player here. There's nothing like coming in to Indiana University and being a player. But when I became a coach, the first thing, I got like night derangement syndrome. And man, I can't tell you how many times I got fired. You're fired. Finally I said, okay, coach. I'm done, I'm out, I walk away, and then he'd call, you gotta get back here. But anyway, the first thing is always as a player, even though they've renovated it, even though they've made it much nicer, it's beautiful, it still smells the same. And my first memory is you practice here. I remember my first practice, but your first game and how it looks different on game night than it did normally. But my first thing is what a great, great time it was to play basketball here. So I never really thought that Indiana was a possibility for me, and growing up, these guys here, the 1976 Indiana team, they were so good. I was in 8th grade that you never imagined you could be good enough to play or have the same uniform. But there's a couple myths about this team. Number one, a lot of people say the 1975 team, which went undefeated as well. And then Scott May, last game of the year, who was the player of the year, got hurt, broke his arm at Purdue. And Coach Knight and I used to talk about this. His one regret as a coach, he brought Scott back, put him in a cast, and he played in the NCAA tournament. Knight felt his one regret was he should not have played Scott. He should have played John Laskowski, who was the super sub, 6-man, cover of Sports Illustrated in 75. They lost to Kentucky in the regional final. This team, 1976, they had one mantra, and that was they were going undefeated. If they won a national championship and did not go undefeated, then it was no good. It's the last team to go undefeated in college basketball since 1976. You have no idea what a thrill this is for me. On my right is Bobby Wilkerson, the Spider. He got in a stance and kicked your ass. And then on my left, first pick in the 1977 NBA draft, Kent Benson. Both of these guys, well, in the state of Indiana and across college basketball, absolute legends, last undefeated team. Think about that for just a second. 1976. Bobby ends up as a first-round pick. Kent ends up as the player of the year in the country, first pick in the draft. Bobby, I said this earlier, I remember you, I was like 10. You were a high school player, Anderson, Madison Heights.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't shoot, you could. I couldn't defend, you could, but I wanted to play like you.
Oh,
Bobby, I always Bobby, talk about the experience and looking back on 50 years. Can you believe that?
Oh man, it's a blessing. Me and Kent talk about it all the time and how God has blessed us to be here. And then I just love it for our fans.
I think with all three of us, it's not just where we played or went to school, it's kind of our DNA, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
One thing I used to do, and I still do, is swear. When I played basketball, I swore. Now, you're gonna get a shot here one time, right on that court. I'm swearing. Mother blanker. And Coach Knight says, Dakich, you swear one more time, you're going to run every step in this building. Forgot, I don't know, whatever. Dropped the swear. I literally ran every step in this building, all the way, including going out on an elevator, up top, and next thing you know, he told me you gotta swear as much as you can. And so I swore. I would say, Coach Knight is a motherfucker, and yell as loud as I could, asshole. But one of the things you did not want to do is you did not want to be made to run these stairs. You can see Assembly Hall is built like a suspension bridge. The one thing you did not want to do in a Bob Knight practice, he made me run every step. I had to go out these doors, up the top, out these doors, in an elevator, go up to the balcony, run every one of those, and I had to say swear words as loud as I possibly could. This is one of the great, iconic places in the country. This man has been here since, I think I was a player.
No.
No?
No.
Jay was here then.
Jay was here.
Yeah.
Jay was here for 50 years.
How long you been here?
24.
So everybody that's ever coached here, everybody that's ever played here, you look around, there are all kind of jerseys, knows Rusty. Two reasons. One, he's a great guy, but two, everybody wants free gear. Coaching under Coach Knight, I loved until the end. And he didn't want to be, I'm gonna be honest with you, he didn't care about winning, he cared about being Bob Knight my last 2 years.
If there was a game in this arena, you could go back and change one outcome, which game would it be?
As a coach, we had a chance to win the Big Ten title, must have been 96, 95, 97. And we're playing Minnesota, and a kid named Sam Jacobson. We're up 8 with under a minute to go. Now I want you to think about this. We don't miss a free throw. Do not miss a free throw. So they hit a bucket 50 seconds ago, make it 6. We make 2 free throws, make it 8. They hit a 3, make it 5. We hit 2 free throws, make it 7. They hit a 3, make it 4. This kid Jacobson went out of his mind. We turned it over once. We turned it over once in regulation. And that game kind of put Indiana basketball under Bob Knight in a bit of a spiral. I would imagine we either beat a bad team. I imagine we lost after that. But that game, up 8, 50 seconds to go, taught me a lesson as a coach too. But when you're coaching, games are never safe. Like I was a head coach here in 08, I guess, and it's senior night, and we're up 10-15 with about a minute and a half to go, and they're chanting for a walk-on to come in and play. It was a senior, and there's no way in hell after you get beat by 8 or you get beat going into overtime up 8 in 50 seconds. But that's the one game that sticks out to me as, man, like, people don't even remember the game, I'm sure, but to me, that changed the course of Bob Knight coaching at Indiana basketball, because had we won that, probably, I gotta think, we would have had to win a couple more, obviously, to win the Big Ten, but if we'd have won the Big Ten then, that would have kept Indiana at a certain level. And I honestly don't think Bob Knight would have been fired in 2000. I learned preparation here. I learned that, you know what, Coach Knight had a thing, the will to prepare, the will to win is not as important as the will to prepare, whatever it was. And I really learned that. And I learned that in the job that I have right now, the jobs that I've had in radio or TV. One of the things that I had to be told when I first started in radio was, you're over-prepared. Like when I did a basketball game for ESPN, and people couldn't believe this, but I watched a game. I watched the 3 most previous games 3 different ways. So let's say Indiana, I'm doing Indiana-Purdue. I would watch Indiana's previous 3 games. I would watch Purdue's previous 3 games. I would watch them with sound. I would watch them without sound. And then I would watch them all offense in a row and all defense in a row. I learned that from Coach Knight. You can't over-prepare. You can't rely too much on, not instinct, but boy, I learned you got to be prepared for whatever you're doing.